Activists reportedly bullied Facebook into allowing hate speech against white people and men while protecting other groups. Coming up next on Tech Shark. Welcome to Tech Shark, conservative news for those surfing the net. Activists have long pushed this idea that there is no such thing as racism against white people. But now there appears to be no such thing as hate speech against white people either. The Washington Post called out the Facebook platform's past moderation practices in a November 21 blog. Buried in the article, however, the Post revealed that liberal groups successfully bullied Facebook into clearly favoring certain minority users, because anti-white hatred is apparently less harmful. Facebook Vice President for Global Public Policy Joel Kaplan and other executives have reportedly agreed on programming the algorithms to stop automatically taking down content directed at white people, Americans, and men, the Post reported. That's no small change. Back when Facebook reportedly tried to treat people of different races equally, things were very different. The Post summarized that an internal Facebook document drafted in April 2020 said roughly 90% of hate speech subject to content takedowns were statements of contempt, inferiority, and disgust directed at white people and men. At the same time, the Post reported that an internal team at Facebook was busy trying to change Facebook's hate speech algorithm to remove hate speech only against people who are Black, Jewish, LGBTQ, Muslim, Arab, and LGBTQIA, while essentially ignoring hate speech against white people. It appears that Facebook designated white people to become a scapegoat class that users can hate freely. Now here's the shark bite. Facebook once at least vaguely tried to treat people of all races equally. Then liberal groups pressured the platform into allowing open hatred of some groups while resolutely protecting others. Why? How did this happen? Because they showed up. Not because they had a coherent argument. It's this one paragraph that really caught my eye. But Kaplan and the other executives did give the green light to a version of the project that would remove the least harmful speech, according to Facebook's own study, programming the algorithms to stop automatically taking down content directed at white people, Americans, and men. I want to focus on this term, least harmful. Does it mean less likely to encourage real-world violence, or least likely to annoy powerful liberal lobbyists? Let's look at some numbers. According to FBI crime stats most recently posted for 2018, there were 514 black-on-white murders, compared to 234 white-on-black murders. Among murders alone, not even counting burglaries and assaults and whatnot, despite being around 13% of the population, black people killing white people is about twice as common as white-on-black murder. Note, again, that was in 2018. That's before the mostly peaceful protests that burned cities across the US in 2020, or the rise in anti-Asian hate crimes that CNN tried to ignore to help Black Lives Matter. Recent reporting shows that the Waukesha suspect accused of running over people with an SUV, who had a reported history of vehicular assault, used Facebook itself to promote violence against white people before he allegedly attacked the Christmas parade. On the anti-male front, even the Huffington Post reported a few years ago, even before the pandemic lockdown ruined countless lives, that suicide continues to be a mostly white male phenomenon in the US. Meanwhile, get this, black men were the only racial and gender group to lower their rate of suicide. Now we are told that we need to reshape our entire society to stop people from being victimized for their race and stop people from being bullied into suicide. But targeting certain groups is viewed as less harmful because liberal lobbying groups have pressured Facebook into ignoring it. America, after all, is where the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Liberal lobbyists are the ones who show up with massive numbers, and because Facebook, like any corporation, responds to pressure, it needs to feel pressure from conservative groups if we want it to actually reform and treat people fairly. Thanks for watching Tech Shark, published every Monday from Free Speech America at the Media Research Center. Have a good week.